Good afternoon, everyone. Man, I thought I figured out this lighting situation so hard yesterday. Clearly I'm wrong. All right, well, I'm still here to guide you through today's mind-body practice. For today's practice, I do strongly recommend that you find a strap. If you don't have a strap, think about getting a towel, something that you can use to find a little bit of shoulder opening back here. If you don't have a towel, maybe you have a scarf nearby that you can use, just holding on to the end of the scarf, because we're gonna do a lot of overhead, behind the back motions. We're gonna focus a lot on opening up our shoulders today. It's a big area where we carry a lot of stress. I know that I've been doing a lot more shoulder focused workouts. If you came to cardio kickboxing yesterday, I encouraged you to, if possible, hold some weights, getting some aggression out. So we're just gonna relax that area. How are we starting today? We're gonna start off in Sukhasana in a gentle seated position. So grab your straps, grab your blocks if you have them. If you don't have a block, reach in deep under my table. You happen to have a foam roller that you can use. A foam roller would also be a good option. We're gonna work to apply a little pressure into that upper back between those shoulder blades. Yes, y'all. Okay, you've got just about a minute before we get started. Grab your children, your pets. Put on some comfy clothes that you can find some movement in. Thank you, Fred. I'm gonna get my space set up. Gonna find me a nice cozy sweatshirt. And then we're gonna make it happen. Why is my apartment such a dark blackness? I don't even know what I'm wearing right now. Have you guys had those days? Got my strap, got my block nearby. Here we are in my extra dark apartment. Okay. It is 11:15. Let's party. Oh yeah, let me turn the volume off on my computer also. Perfect. Okay, if you're losing your mind, me too. Let's lose our minds together on our mats. All right. Starting off right here in Sukhasana, in easy pose, you are welcome to already bring your prop into today's practice. If you find that it's difficult to be in this nice relaxed seated position, if your knees are coming up towards your chest, sit your bum up on something. Make sure that you're dressed comfortably, that your clothes feel good so that you don't find yourself constantly pulling on your shirt, pulling your pants up, fixing things. If you're home by yourself and your clothes start to move around, let them move around. Let your practice today be about just focusing on your breath, on being right here, right now, and try to avoid. So frequently we let those little things that don't even matter really impact our ability to stay present. So if you find yourself just wanting to fix your hair or wanting to scratch something or adjust or reach for water because you're just kind of feeling a lot of feelings, try to just be here. Come back to your breath. All right, so taking a couple moments here as we get started in our breath. We're work to just slow things down. Think about closing your eyes to be as focused as you can. Remember that if your eyes are moving, your mind is moving. You created this time and space for yourself. So whatever was happening before class was happening before class. Maybe it's going to continue after class. Maybe there's just a lot of thoughts or feelings bubbling up in your head and your heart. And do they serve you? Do you have any control over the outcome of these situations? If you're anything like me, you find yourself sitting around thinking about stuff. How's it going to go? What can you do? Things that you are completely not in control of. So let's just breathe away those feelings. Truly taking a moment to use your inhale, not just for the awareness of your body, but for the awareness of your thoughts. Are they good thoughts? Are they honest and real? And again, is there anything you can do about them? Because what's the point of sitting around rethinking what you would have said to someone a week or a month or a year ago? Does it make you feel better? Let's focus on the things that do make you feel better. Creating that space in your body and your mind, and creating openings for new connections and awesome new people and things that might come into your life. All right, so really start to draw that belly button back towards your spine, finding some engagement of the abdominal core. Really use your breath to exhale, relaxing those shoulders away from your ears. You can have your palms facing down on your thighs for a little bit more grounding, or open up towards the ceiling to receive all of the amazing energy and good vibes that we're sharing together right now. If you want to think about the intention of your practice today, maybe it's being present. Maybe it's letting go. Maybe it's just doing the best you can. Maybe you want to send your energy to someone else. I'll take it. Cool. All right, on your next big inhale, find a little bit more length. And on your exhale, bring your chin down towards your chest. Just taking a couple breaths here with our chins at our chest. On your next exhale, bring your right ear to your right shoulder. Exhale, chin to chest. Enjoy your big inhale down here. And exhale, left ear to left shoulder. Just staying slow with our movement, intentional with our breath. If you're feeling any particular tension in your neck, feel free to bring those fingertips up towards it to help you. Ooh. Just massage on any feelings of discomfort that you might have. If you want to hang out a little bit longer on one side than the other, to just do what feels right for your body today, go ahead, go for it. Last couple times through on each side. Finding that range of motion that works for you. Last one on each side. When you finish on the opposite side that you started with, take one more moment with your chin down towards your chest. And then slowly, gently lift your head up. Let's get those arms involved with our breath. So on your next big inhale, reach those arms up. And exhale with control, float them down to the floor. A couple more times. Inhale up, turning my thumb up towards the sky as I inhale up, turning my hands, palms down towards the floor. On the exhale down, starting to get a little bit of rotation in those shoulders. Last 2 times. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. One more time, inhale up. Really reach through those fingers. Maybe you want to even reach through your right hand fingertips a little bit more. Your left hand fingertips a little bit more. Starting to bring that stretch into the side of your body. I really love to bend my elbow and draw it down towards the hip. Even towards the back of my body. All right, both hands up towards the ceiling. Stretch up, ground your sit bones, and then rain your fingertips down to your beautiful shoulders. We're gonna make some shoulder circles right here with fingertips on your shoulders. Think about those elbows really coming to kiss towards each other, and notice the more you draw those elbows together, they start to get a little rounding of the back. Inhale up, exhale back and down. Still make sure you're pulling your belly in. Just move at the pace that feels right for you. We'll do 2 more times around in this direction. Awesome. Go ahead, change direction of those circles. Maybe starting to bring that lower rib a little bit closer towards your hip as those elbows kiss towards each other. We got 2 more times around in this direction. So far, pretty much same old of our practice. We're gonna change it up a little after this next one. All right, slowly, gently lift yourself up. Ground those sit bones once more. Inhale, both arms up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, bring your arms, hands, palms in line with your shoulders. So we got some nice straight arms, palms facing down towards the floor. We're just gonna make some circles here. I encourage you to even bring your hands back a little bit. Make sure that that doesn't bring it overarching towards your chest. So still working to keep that belly pulled in tight. Ears above shoulders, above hips. Let's do 3 more times in this direction. 2, counting 2 of them as 1. Take a moment, reach through those fingers, engage your back, pull your belly in, and change directions. Feeling those shoulders really warm up. We're keeping these circles nice and small. For 3, 2, keep those arms out there, thumbs up, maybe even towards the back of the room, thumbs down. Nice and slow. Open, close. Think about still working to squeeze those shoulder blades towards each other and pulling that lower belly in. So once again, you're not bringing it overarching to the back. You're not working to puff that chest up too much. Let's do 3 more times in each direction. 3, 2, big stretch. 1, awesome. Relax those arms down by your side. Whoa, give yourself some nice sexy little shoulder circles. Change direction of those shoulder circles. Let's go ahead and bring our hands in front of us. Find that nice little forward hinge from your hips and walk yourself forward as much as feels good for you today. If your back is feeling pretty sore, still just make sure, everyone make sure your glutes are still connected with the mat, but if you're having any lower back pain, stay lifted right here in your forward folds. And if you're feeling good, feel free to walk yourself forward a little bit more. You know how your body feels today. You can press into your hands, palms to help to start separate those shoulder blades a little bit more. Maybe even find a little bit of a shaking through your glutes to bring the stretch more towards that lower back. The more that you tuck your chin towards your chest, the more you're gonna bring that upper back and shoulders into play. Take your time and walk your hands as far over to the right as you possibly can while still having that left sit bone on the floor. Work to draw that left shoulder forward as your right shoulder comes back. Think about even bringing that right shoulder down and back. So really seating that shoulder blade down, in through your lat. Take one more big inhale. Exhale, start to walk over to the other side. Take your time. Move at the pace that works for you. You're going to get there. And when you do, start to apply a little bit more pressure through that right glute. This time working to draw right shoulder forward as left shoulder goes down and back. We'll take 2 more breaths right here. Really think about pressing those hands, palms into the floor, helping to separate those shoulders a little bit, opening your back. One more deep inhale. Exhale, walk yourself to center once more. Let's walk forward again. Allow that head to hang that heavy down towards the floor as much as feels good for you. Once again, make sure your sit bones are still in contact with the mat. Take some big breaths into the back of your body. Start to feel your back ribs expand on each inhale. You're amazing. Take your time, gently walk yourself back in. Yay, let's go ahead and break out our strap, or whatever we're using as a strap. If you want to grab a quick sip of water before this happens, you go for it. Take a delightful sip of this ginormous iced coffee. This is like my best friend these days. I know it's sad. It's true. Okay. All right, so once again, grounding your sit bones in the floor. Remember, you can be lifted up on a block if you want to. If sitting in Sukhasana, especially if sitting is closed tightly in Sukhasana doesn't work for you, I do recommend taking some sort of a close of your legs in towards each other. It's going to give you a little bit more stability for this next one than having your legs out wide is going to provide. But maybe you want to switch around the way that you're seated. We've been here for about 10 minutes now, so just change it up. All right, so having a nice wide grip of your strap, you're going to open up that chest. Notice if you brought that overarching to your back to begin with, and stack yourself. Keep that belly pulled in tight. We're gonna inhale up, keep your hands as wide as you need to without changing your width on your strap. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Take your time, inhale up. Maybe you find you can even walk your hands a little bit closer, keeping a little bit of tension in your strap or your t-shirt. Inhale up, belly tight, exhale down. Let's do 2 more in each direction. Oof. Inhale up. Perhaps you're starting to be reminded, exhale down, of where you're feeling tense today. I know I'm feeling it a lot more in what feels or looks like my right shoulder than my left. So just be mindful of whatever works for your body today. Last one. Awesome. We're going to change up our seating position now. And we're actually going to come into kneeling for this next one so that you have plenty of space for yourself. And I'm going to turn and bring my back to you because we're going to do some work behind our backs for this next one. If kneeling is a challenge for you, I encourage you to grab your block, place it between your bum, and feel free to sit right here. I'm here already, so we're going to be supported. All right, so with your fingers relaxed down towards the floor, bring them together behind you and go ahead, interlace your fingers. Can you interlace up to the knuckle? Great. All right, and then with your hands, palms coming towards each other, you're going to draw your arms over. Am I still backwards? Yeah. To the right side of your body. allowing that right elbow to point behind you as much as possible. So my knuckles are starting to stretch towards the front of the room, and I'm really taking some effort to pull that belly in and to squeeze shoulder blades together, which is going to help to draw that right elbow back a little bit more. Finding a big opening also on the left side of the body, opening up that chest. Find one spot to relax your eyes. And make sure that your toes are pointing directly behind you. Maybe your toes are coming in towards each other and your heels are splaying out. You just want to keep the inner sole of your foot from being what comes down towards the floor. All right, take a deep inhale. And exhale, we're going to pass through and change to the other side. So go ahead, bring that right hand as close to the left side of your body as possible, and then squeeze your shoulder blades together. So shoulders release down away from your ears, creating a big stretch through that right shoulder complex and stretching your left elbow behind you. We'll just take a couple of breaths right here. Try to take notice of what's happening with your head. Is your chin still neutral? Did you find yourself stretching up towards the ceiling or finding a big tuck of your chin towards that chest? Keep that chin as neutral as possible. Just find one spot to gaze at your eye height or eye line. One more big inhale. Keep those hands palms together. For this next one, we're just going to stretch those knuckles down towards the floor. See if you can even squeeze your shoulder blades a little bit more towards each other. Notice if you brought that extra rounding into your back, take it out right now. So tucking your hips gently under yourself. Ooh, we'll take 3 more breaths right here. On that next exhale, gently release your hands from each other. We're going to stay on our knees. I'm just going to turn forward to show you what's coming up next. We're going to work in some variations of cow face. Before we get there, go ahead, bring your right hand down towards the floor, press your hand palm into it, reach that left arm up and over, bring a big stretch into that side of the body, and then just switch. Ooh. Just working with that breath. I'm inhaling to lift up, and I'm really exhaling to reach over towards the opposite side of the room. Let's get 2 more on each side. Where's your mind right now? Are you still right here with me in your practice? Is it starting to drift off onto other things in life? If you find yourself starting to think about those other stressful things, come back to your breath. Come back to me right now. Yay! So hanging out and kneeling. Remember, if you're starting to feel any tension, oh, you know what? Let's find a nice little stretch of our ankles really fast, because I know I'm starting to feel it build up there. So before I reach for my prop, go ahead, bring your hands behind you, and we're just going to lift one knee up at a time. Find that big stretch of the ankles. My toes are gently touching each other, my big toes. Just working into that ankle flexibility. You don't need to do too many. We're going to do 1 more on each side, and then we're going to come back into that kneeling position. Yay. Okay, so now let's work on a couple different cow face variations. You're still welcome to put this block under you. We're here to be comfortable and have fun. Okay, so inhaling those arms up overhead, take a big bend of your left hand and then take your right hand so that your right hand palm is facing towards your shoulder and your left hand is facing out towards the side of the room, and we're going to be in cow face right here at the front side of our body. If this already feels a little too much for you, if you can't bring those hands palms together, use your strap. So instead of having our lower hand behind us, we just have that front hand towards the front. Grab hold of your strap however works for you. See if you can find a nice lift in your chest, getting a big opening. Whew. Oh my gosh. Through that right side of the body. Pull that belly back in. Notice if you're taking that overarching of your back. And if you can, just grab hold of your opposite fingers. Awesome. Take one more big breath here. And on your exhale, bring it over to the opposite side. So as you come to the opposite side, you'll just need to turn your hands around so that your front hand palm is facing towards your shoulder. And you might notice that one side felt really easy and the other side felt super tight, very normal. Stretch through your elbows in opposite directions, especially if you've got your hands palms together. Still squeezing the shoulder blades towards each other. 2 more big breaths right here. And then use your next inhale. Let's stretch all the way up towards the ceiling. Exhale, relax those arms down by your side. Take a moment with your arms just relaxed by your side. Do you feel the blood flow a little bit differently? So while you had those elbows bent, you're gently starting to cut off a little bit of circulation. I really felt it flow back into my lower arms there. So this time we're going to come into a more traditional cow face. So things are going to interlace behind our backs. I'll just turn around, show you what's happening here. Very normal for one side to be more open than the other. You're welcome to use your strap. Why not take your strap along for the ride? All right, so we're going to take our right hand. Inhale that right arm up towards the ceiling, bend at the elbow, and then walk your hands up your strap. See if you can bring your fingertips to touch each other. Notice if you brought that overarch into your back and then bring it back in. So your belly is engaged, your stomach is gently sucked in, finding some support, and you're still working to stretch through your elbows in opposite directions. Right elbow is stretching up towards the ceiling, left elbow is stretching down towards the floor. Slow down your breath. Let's take 2 more big breaths right here. You can let go of your strap as you gently stretch in opposite directions to come out of the stretch. Once more, let's take a moment with our arms just relaxed by our side. And we'll use our next big inhale to come into cow face on the opposite side. So inhaling, left arm up towards the ceiling, bending at the elbow, walking your hands up your strap or your towel, or maybe you can just easily bring those fingers together. Maybe it's hard, but you still brought those fingers together. Take that extra arch out of your back. Maybe your fingers just touch each other today. Still draw those elbows towards the back of the room. Find a nice stretch on the front of the shoulder complex. Slow your breath down. Make sure you didn't come into so deep of a stretch that it's limiting your breathing. Still pressing the shins down into the floor. Last 2 breaths right here. And then on that next exhale, send your left arm up towards the ceiling, send your right arm down towards the floor, and then exhale, allow that right arm to meet with the left. Oh my God. Confuddled. Great. We're gonna move this prop out of our way for just a second. We're gonna swing our legs out in front of us, but we're going to keep our knees bent. So plant those feet on the floor. This one's going to be fun. Oh, we're going to use our straps again. I just turned to the side so that you can see what's happening, especially for our next move. If this is really uncomfortable for you with your legs bent, You can feel free to straighten them out this time. Maybe you even just take a slight bend in your knees with your heels on the floor. I want you to find that flat back though. So just like we did to begin with, we're gonna inhale up, exhale back behind us, inhale up, exhale towards the front. Can you walk your hands a little closer together? We're starting to feel a little bit more warmed up. On your next inhale, I want you to keep your arms up overhead. Here's where things are going to get a little bit different this time. So while keeping that right hand up towards the ceiling, you're just going to reach that left hand down towards the floor, bringing a stretch a little bit more into the side body, under the shoulder. Then left hand comes up, right hand reaches down towards the floor. Keep that belly pulled in. Keep that lower back feeling good. We're going to do 3 more on each side. You're worth it. Stick with it. Take your time. Once again, using that breath. Using that exhale as your fingers touch down towards the floor to see if you can even reach your hands a little more behind you. You can even find a little gentle twist of your hand at the bottom, similar to that rotation we were finding when our arms were out straight. This is our last one on each side. Inhale, both arms up overhead. Exhale, let's bring that strap down in front of us. Go ahead, interlace your fingers behind your back and walk those fingers back. You can even press those knuckles down towards the floor. This time I do want you to find that extra arching of your chest. Feel it deep into the biceps here as well. Keeping those feet ground on the floor. Find that one spot to focus your eyes. Work to keep that breath relaxed. I know this one is intense. If you couldn't bring your hands palms together, if you're like, how are you doing that? Go back to holding onto your strap and walk your hands palms in towards each other. Making sure you had time to bring in that option. Lift that chest once more. Even look up towards the ceiling. We'll take 2 more breaths. All right, so to come out of this one on your next exhale, you're going to straighten your legs. It's going to lift you up. It's going to help you drag those hands in and then release those hands out towards the front. I think we've just got a couple more. Yeah, let's go ahead and use this block behind our backs here for the next one. So you're going to take your block or your rolled up towel or your foam roller, and you're going to place it right at the top of your back. You can bend your knees. I'm going to do on the flatter side of the block. Awesome. And my hair is huge, so my hair provides a little bit of a pillow for my head towards the floor. But if your head is awkwardly dangling, think about using a pillow or a towel. And just enjoy the pressure that's happening right here of your back in the mat. You can do whatever feels good with your arms to find a little bit of support. Right now I have my arms relaxed down by my side. My feet are really grounding into the floor to help relieve a little bit of pressure on the back. We're going to take 3 more breaths right here, and then we're going to get a little active with our arms in this motion. Okay, on your next inhale, gently drag the backs of your fingertips up towards the top of your mat or the wall behind you. And from here, we're just going to exhale, draw those elbows in towards our hips and down. It's going to increase that arch of the back, apply a little bit more pressure into your block. And exhale, stretch those fingertips back up towards the sky, either in an I or a Y. Exhale down, squeeze those shoulder blades in towards each other. reached through those fingers last time. Reaching those fingers up and back behind you, especially now when you're a little bit more warm, applying a little bit more pressure of your back into your prop. Oh, the more you reach through those fingers, the more you're going to start to feel that stretch on your lower abs as well. Take 2 more big breaths right here. Then take your time, bring those arms back by your side. We're going to roll off of our block or just find your way off of your prop. And onto our bellies. Onto the bellies. Make sure you have plenty of room to stretch your arms out to the side. We're going to do some delightful shoulder stretching next. All right, so arms stretched out to the side, starting with our arms in a T. We're going to come towards that left side first so that you can see what I'm talking about, just a little different stretch of the chest. So bringing your right hand in close towards your chest. You can have your feet side by side. We're going to roll over onto the left side of the body. You can bend your knees if you need to. You can bring that top foot to the floor for a little bit of support. If this is a big enough shoulder stretch for you in your left side, just depending on how much you rolled over, you can keep your right hand on the floor for support. Feeling a big stretch in the back as well. If you want to bring a little bit more chest opener in, we're just going to reach the right hand fingertips back to the same spot where the left hand fingertips are. Make sure those shoulders are pulling down and back away from your ears. 2 more big breaths right here. And then use that next exhale to gently roll back over, coming back onto your chest. Go ahead, extend your right arm out. Keep that hand palm in line of your shoulder. Draw your left hand in, and you control how much of a stretch you get as you roll over onto the left side. Your head can come down towards the floor. You can stack your knees on top of each other. I find clamshelling to be really helpful in finding a little bit more of a stable base, and also to bring the stretch a little further through my back. Remember, you can keep your left hand on the floor for support or reach it back behind you, just reaching it as if you're trying to touch the middle of the wall. Pull those shoulders down away from your ears. Keep squeezing those shoulder blades together. Feel that opening of your chest happening right here too. Remember, these chest openers, these heart openers can really release a lot. We store a lot of emotions in our shoulders and the front part of our body. So just enjoy feeling these feelings. Whatever bubbles up, just notice it. Use your breath and let it go. All right, we're going to roll back over. Take your time. Going to do a pretty similar stretch again, but this time I want you, instead of extending your arm all the way out to the side, to make a little half goal post arm. So just that left side is in our goal post. And you're going to bring your right hand in. And you're once again, going to roll over towards the left side. Oh, I'm so much more limited in my rolling range when my hand is in goal post with my elbow in line with the shoulder than I was with that straight arm. So just find what works for you. Take that tension out of your shoulders. So still pulling them down your back. We'll take 2 more breaths right here. Wow, okay, roll over onto your belly, take your time, switch it up. This time the right hand becomes a goalpost, left hand comes in close towards the chest. Gently roll over to the side. Remember, one side of your body is likely to be a little tighter than the other. So just enjoy whatever you can bring to today's practice. Looking at myself in the video again and just being like, Jessica, what are you wearing? I took the dog for a quick walk before meeting started at 8:30 this morning, and I never changed my clothes. All right, one more deep inhale. Exhale, roll onto your belly. Good work. Go ahead, open your legs about mat's width distance apart. Bring your hands, palms in line with our chest. We're just gonna press ourselves up. Straighten those arms as much as feels good. If you want, you can have your hands, a little farther forward. Find that big stretch on your belly into that lower back, which we haven't hit much today, even into the glutes. Release the tension in your glutes. Take one more deep inhale. Exhale, slowly lower yourself down on the mat. Make a little pillow with your hands, bend your knees, and just windshield away, right and left, right and left. Let's turn over onto our backs. We'll get one more nice big stretch into our quads and into our hips, and then it's already final Savasana. Thank you guys so much for coming today. I don't know about you, but I started today's practice off with some less than stellar news, and it was upsetting to me. All right, so draw those knees in towards your chest, just taking a moment with knees to chest pose. Your feet are relaxed side by side. Allow those shoulders to release down into the mat. Yeah. And I was just like, how am I going to teach this class while having a moment of sadness? We've all been there. So you know what I did? I turned to my breath. I knew that if I put my awesome energy out there for you, that I would feel some of your awesome energy out there for me. All right, so we're gonna do my new favorite quad stretch, which we did earlier this week. So go ahead, take your left hand and bring your left hand on top of your right shin. You might need to lift that leg up just a little bit to reach through with your right hand to grab hold of the top of your left foot. You're gonna take that left knee and slowly start to stretch it towards the end of the mat. So I actually have the sole of my foot kind of tracing down my thigh and my glute. And the more that you can get that left leg towards the floor and stretch through your knee, the more you're gonna feel that big stretch on your quad, on the top of the thigh, and the stretch should be happening in the middle of this leg that's down on the floor. Shouldn't be feeling too much pain in your knees. Hang out here with your breath. Just see what you can bring into this stretch today. But keep thinking about if there was a string behind your leg and it's pulling that lower knee towards the bottom of your mat. Go ahead, take one more nice deep inhale. And on your exhale, slowly, gently release. Once again, bring both of those knees to the center of your chest. Maybe you even want to rock a little bit side to side. Let's go ahead and get the other side. So this time your left hand comes to the top of your right shin. It can be close by your knee. Your right hand comes to the top of your left shin. And your left hand comes to the top of your right foot. Remember, both sides of the body are different, so just do what you can with your body today. While you keep this left foot in the air, you're working to release that outside of your right foot back down towards the mat. See if you can keep both shoulders equally compressing down into the mat. Obviously, there's going to be a little bit more of a lift in this right shoulder, which is reaching up towards your left thigh, but you're working to press a little bit of both shoulder blades into the floor. And then stretching through that knee. The more that you get the back of your leg towards the floor, so down and then forwards, the more you're going to feel it in your quad. We'll take a couple more breaths right here. Statistically speaking, we all know a couple's two. So take your time gently. Once again, bring both of your knees towards your chest, maybe even a little bit wider this time. While you're here, bring the soles of your feet together. Already starting to find a nice stretch in those hips. We're going to gently relax and release. Ooh, crunch and crack. The outsides of our feet down towards the floor. Take just a moment here in reclined bound angle. Get yourself comfortable. I like to press the outer edge of my foot into the floor to lift my glutes up so that they can get some nice space. Maybe you even need to press your elbows into the floor to resettle your upper body. You can have your hands wherever feels good, maybe coming back to the goal post, maybe stretched out towards the side, maybe up overhead, still bringing a little bit more stretch through the front of the body. One hand on your heart, whatever feels good, literally. Just making sure you understand there are many options to find what feels good for you today. If this hip opener feels magical, you're welcome to stay here through Final Savasana. However, if you would like to, go ahead, extend those legs out as much as feels comfortable for you. If you're still having any pain in your lower back, remember bending your knees, pressing your heels into the floor, even tenting those legs together can help you take this arch out and find support of your lower back to the floor. Find what feels right. We'll spend 3 minutes together. Come into your complete stillness and take this time to reflect back on your practice. I know it's tempting as class ends to start to think about the rest of the day, but I really want you to think about what you've been doing for this past 40 minutes. Check back in with your breath and just notice, is it easier to take some deeper, relaxed breaths now that we're coming to the close of our practice? Or do you still find that you're feeling really tense? Is your breathing still quite shallow? Just things to take notice of. Do you feel more space and light and love and energy throughout your body? And if you don't, can you breathe it in there right now? Do remember that anytime that you're feeling stressed or overwhelmed, that bringing the focus back to your breath can make a big change. Simply breathing in through your nose instead of your mouth can help to encourage some feelings of relaxation, and particularly making sure that you're getting those full belly breaths, not just breathing up at the top of your chest, but deep breaths all the way down to the bottom of your diaphragm. Expanding your exhale more than your inhale naturally brings your heart rate down. So think about using these tools so frequently when we do get stressed. Tuning into our breath is not always the first thing that we do, but can we make it within our top 3 things that we check in with in those challenging moments? Because it will help. You're welcome to stay down here in this final Savasana for as long as continues to honor you and your body today. Hopefully you can stay here until you're feeling a little bit more relaxed if you're not already there. If you'd like to close up practice together, take time, move with intention, and let's come back into the seated position of your choice. Yay. Once you get here, go ahead, bring your hands, palms to the center of your chest. And have your thumbs touch on your sternum. Take another moment in quiet. See if you can feel your heartbeat. And use your exhale to tuck your chin to your chest. Truly allowing your practice to sink in. Think about why you came today. How you set an intention to create physical and mental space to honor yourself. I'm so thankful you took this time to fill your personal, emotional, physical, mental cup so you can share your amazing energy with whoever you want to. If you have any questions or concerns about anything that we did today, please let me know. If you have any particular aches or pains, reach out. Let me create a class to help you feel your best self. In the meantime, continue to think good thoughts, speak good words, eat good foods, do good deeds, and nourish yourself from the inside to the out. Bring your thumb up to your third eye, your drishti, right between your eyebrows, and lift your amazing face up towards the ceiling. Bring those elbows up a little bit higher, ground through those sit bones, and know that the light within me honors and sees the light within you. Namaste.